Today's August the 31st. This is episode 267, and I have Gayla Miller. I've never met her formally, but to my understanding, she is said to be the nicest person in public office. It's going to be a great discussion. She's going to be here in about 5 minutes. Sheets are not cheat sheets, but I guess things that help you remind, like a string on a finger or something. You know, they used to do that, strings on a finger. Remember that?
Yes, mine's this ring. It's a ring that I got, and I turn it upside down. If I know, then the point's down, and then if the point's up.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's like, and it's right there. Yeah, it's a signet ring.
So that means you remember it.
I remember it.
Because it's annoying, because it's down.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get
exactly.
that done.
I'm off kilter when it's down, so I know I'm off kilter. So I straighten it back up.
That's a good idea. Where'd you learn that?
I don't know. It just happened. Mm-hmm. My mom and I were going to England, and my mom got pancreatic cancer and died.
My grandfather got that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. So when I went to England, that's where I got the ring. And so I was nervous there because I felt guilty by going and then her not being able to go. So I guess then, because when I would flip it around when it was like I was up, and then I would just flip it back. So that's been a long time ago.
Whenever you read a story in the newspaper or see something on television about somebody getting arrested, you naturally assume they're guilty. Unless the story's about you or someone you love, then you'll think differently. And you'll want a lawyer who will defend you. My name's Scott Canavis. If you or someone you love has been charged with a crime, call me. I'll return your phone calls, I'll work on your case, and I will defend you.
I can't stand to wear rings. They drive me
Really?
insane.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm always going like this or twisting them, and I
still wear my wedding rings. You know, my husband passed, but we was married almost 50 years, so I'll always be married to him. So, you know, I still wear my wedding rings. He said, well, that's because that's his wedding band, and that's my wedding rings, and I just wear them.
50 years ago.
50 years. He died in April 4 years ago, and we've been married this past July. We would have been married 53 years.
What was his name?
David Miller. David Lee Miller. Miller Heat and Air. He did a lot of work. He did some work for your dad a long time ago.
Probably years.
Years ago. Yeah.
Was his family in the heat and air business?
No. David went to Vietnam and came back and went to Athens Vocational School and took electrician and heating and air.
Yeah.
And so when he came out, he started his own business. And so he worked for Caldwell Banker for all those people. And Sam Beaver's putting in unit the trailer parks.
I remember Sam Beavers.
Oh, yeah.
He's still alive?
Sam's still alive.
I always liked Sam. I don't know why.
He's a good guy.
Boy, he is. He used to eat at the Stadfield's restaurant every morning.
Yes, he did. He was he is a really good man. Him and his wife both are still good friends of mine.
You ever think somebody, didn't they pass away and you feel bad because they didn't? But you just, something about it, you just hadn't seen them in a while.
Exactly.
You know? Funerals aren't the same as they used to. They would have, a big write-up in the newspaper and obituaries, and we just don't know anymore. And somebody passes away, other than Facebook.
Yeah. While I was gone this last week, a good friend of mine that I went to school with, and we did DECA in high school. That's where you'd work half day and go to school. Kathy Bishop Ballard, and Snooks Ballard's wife. And she passed while we were gone. And so when I thought, when I get home, well, there's no service for her. They're not having. There's no service.
No more.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. Everything's kind of so different now. It's traditions are leaving.
My Uncle Ted Gobble died, and
Oh yes, well, good. Him and my dad were best friends. They ate at Hardee's.
On 25th?
On 25th, yeah.
Because now, didn't y'all live down the road on the same road they lived on, or something?
We did. We lived on Andrews. You come up the hill, and that was Andrews, and then you go up the hill was Brentwood. So
Oh, yeah.
our yard was to the back of Ted and Judy's. So that's
Yep.
yeah.
See,
Miss
I stayed-
Higginbotham's house was here, and then there was lots, and it was our house. So all of that wooded area right in there was that's what Ted and Judy would be looking at beside Miss Higginbotham's.
See, I stayed over there all the time.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
son, I believe, Mark,
Mark, yes.
was played with Tyler and Taylor.
He sure did. Went to school with them, everything, graduated,
I
everything.
bet we were all at the same house
At the same house,
time.
same time. I don't know how Judy took it.
Yeah, she had four herself,
own, yeah.
plus me and my brother and Mark.
Yeah.
But I remember he was there a lot.
Yeah,
I can't
redheaded.
really
He's redheaded.
place him, but I
Yeah.
remember he was there a lot.
He was redheaded, and you know it's odd. He went on to work for Tim as sheriff.
Oh, is that right?
He sure did. He sure did.
You know, I used to think their driveway was so steep. But what's funny is when Ted passed away, they had his funeral. But then they came back 6 months later, I guess it's probably been a month ago, and had a memorial service.
Yes.
So, which that was nice too. It almost, you know, neither one of them were over the top, so it was okay. It was really nice.
Yeah.
And but so we went over at their house afterwards, and I guess I hadn't been there in 20 years, and that driveway wasn't steep at all.
No, it wasn't.
Why would I think that was so steep? I guess just being a kid.
Just being a kid and just thinking, you know, they live on a hill.
It was nearly level when I thought, man, this thing was not even high. Maybe they'd paved the road a few more times.
Maybe
or
they
something.
had. I don't know, but it was. They always had a beautiful home, and I loved their lawn because it was natural, and she had. It was just pretty. Just
I
pretty
like
there.
that house layout.
Yeah, and you know, Fritz Harris, my cousin, he lived on the corner.
Oh,
him and
Fritz is
Alice.
your cousin?
Oh yeah, Willie Ray and Fritz, Marcia and Donnie.
Golly, boy, it's a small world. Yeah, Fritz lived on the end. He
Yeah.
came later, really.
Yes, he did. He did. Him and Alice. Yeah. Yeah.
So now tell me the connection again. You're Fritz.
Fritz, okay,
Homer,
Daddy's,
yeah.
Homer's, Fritz's daddy, and my daddy were first cousins.
Oh,
So my grandfather and
what was his
Homer-
name?
My grandfather was Creed Harris,
Oh,
and my dad's name was Everett Red Harris. And he had his brother was Kenneth Red that ran Harris Tire down on Dalton Pike for years and years.
which
Forever.
one was Cotton? Remember
Cotton was Marvin. It was Marvin. That was Homer's brother.
I knew that. I
Yes.
knew. Yeah.
Yeah, Marvin and Homer. They were. Yeah, they had. They're all cousins.
Boy, that was. I won the yellow bicycle when they had the drawing for the
Yeah.
for the bicycle. You know, if you got gas, you got a ticket,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
won a yellow bicycle with a banana seat.
Oh well, that's.
I couldn't believe it. I always wondered if I really won that.
Well.
I just felt like that.
Maybe they just really liked you.
Something was.
They really
I mean,
liked you.
I've never won anything else.
Yeah,
You know.
I know. Yeah, my family ran Harris Brothers Grocery on Georgetown Road. That was my daddy's brother Alden.
Oh.
And then Homer had the little station there between the church. Clean Ridge Church had the little filling station there. So it was all a family-owned business. And we lived on West Side Drive at that time. And that West Side Drive comes down off Georgetown and splits off there. And then he, of course, that all got gone, and he built the Orbit over there.
And who was the guy that worked for him that had the club foot? Do you remember him?
Let's see, I know Ray K. Wood worked for him, and I know that Ray Hooper worked for him. Now, the clubfoot, I don't remember who that was. I don't. That's the two that
It wasn't Curtis. I think he worked there. I think Curtis worked there
I think everybody.
towards the end.
Yeah.
But I remember I ran out of gas on APD 40.
Yeah.
And I sent my wife down there, or my girlfriend at the time, to get a gallon of. I said, go over there. They got some milk jugs behind the building and fill up. And he said, you tell that Dee to quit coming in here getting $2 worth of gas and expecting to drive all
No,
week.
I know. That's. I was thinking about that the other day. We would, my sister and I, we'd get out, and 50 cents gas would get you to
Yeah,
what used to be
49,
Big K.
49, 56.
Yeah, to Big K and back to Hopewell, because when I was in the 4th grade, we moved to Hopewell, built a house at Hopewell. My dad built a house there. Homer and Geraldine and Will and them lived on the road up, and then we built a house back in there too. And so we'd get 50 cents, and we'd get down in the sofa and get the quarters and get 50 cents worth of gas. And when we could learn to drive, sometimes.
Oh, yeah, back then we'd drive when we was 15.
Oh, well, yeah, we drove Hopewell when we was 14.
I used to drive my uncle's truck to the dump on Saturdays, and it didn't hardly have any brakes, and I was underage and crazy. What were we thinking?
I don't know. My aunt and uncle, Lee and Yuva Kofer, ran Hopewell Service Station. So we'd go down there and we'd get a quarter worth of gas, and you just get it in a little
Yeah.
jar, and you had a little fun
yeah,
on it. Just
yeah.
put, you didn't think about nothing. You just put it in there. And we'd
Nowadays,
drive.
you'd have to be a metal can that
Oh,
had a
my
bladder
heavens.
of some sort. You'd probably put you in jail
They
for
they
getting
pull
gas.
you over,
Yeah.
and for unsafe, for keeping it not being safe. Lots changed, Dee.
Boy, things have changed, but funerals are an amazing thing to
Yeah,
me.
it is.
I mean, no service,
None.
none. I had a friend of mine died here a couple months ago. They didn't even want their name in the newspaper.
What
Just
about
wanted
that?
to disappear.
Disappear. Well, it's just each to their own, but and I think you have to have some type of closure, and nobody really has closure. It's just like they went to the grocery store and never came home again. To me.
I always thought funerals were for the living to get closure.
Yes,
to say,
that's what
It's
exactly.
over now. And
Exactly.
so what do they do without the closure now? Because they're not getting it.
I don't know. Because it's rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough doing the traditional, and it's rough. To me, it would be very rough to do that.
Yeah.
It gives you time to try to gather yourself. And
What possessed you to run for public office in '76?
I didn't run for public office in '76. There was in 1973, there was a program. The recession was horrible, and so President Richard Nixon, he formed a educational and job training act, and each state got so much money, and each county got so much money to try to revamp from factory work and blue collar working into try to get the recession to get people back into maybe office positions, other positions than that. So in 1976, Patty Patterson, I don't know if you know Patty, she was J. Harold Brooks' stepdaughter. Patty worked at the courthouse
Had
under
the
that.
one arm. Did
No.
Brooks have one arm?
No, Harold Brooks didn't have one arm. No. He lived right there in the corner from Wendy's. Wendy's is here, and he lived right there in that corner house, but he didn't have one arm. He worked for the state. He collected taxes for the
Yeah.
state. Patty worked for this program. So one day, I saw Patty, and she said, "Are you working?" And I said, "No, but I need a job." She said, "Well, come to the courthouse." I said, "Oh, okay." So I came to the courthouse. The money was funded. I got hired under Joe Talley. They put me in Joe's office, and they paid the salary for a year. You could be trained for a year. So I stayed there for 26 years. After the program ran out, Joe said, "You want a job?" And I said, "Sure." So I stayed there 26 years as a deputy clerk. I served as a deputy clerk. And then Pam Mull was the clerk because I worked under different clerks. I worked for Joe Talley, Harold Brooks, because he was appointed when Joe retired. And then there was an election. Elizabeth Carson won. I worked under Elizabeth. And then Pam Mull beat Elizabeth. And I stayed with Pam and for 16 years. And so Pam was going to retire. And she said one day, "You need this job." And I said, I hadn't thought nothing about it, but I thought, well, why not? So I did, and I ran for the job in 2006 and won. That was
Seems like a longer time than that, doesn't it, for some reason?
Yep.
2006.
2006 I ran. Had 5 opponents. So I remember that part easy.
What makes me think Harold Brooks had one arm? I remember him living over there. He was a tall guy, wasn't he?
Tall and skinny
Yeah.
now. If he had,
I don't
never
know
knew,
why I was thinking that.
I never knew him to have
But
one
I
arm.
remember him as Harold Brooks lived on the corner, actually before they built the Wendy's, I
Oh,
think.
Lord, yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the man who lived across the street. The back of his house faced 25th Street.
Yeah.
I forget what
And
his
then
name was.
Ed Lewis moved next door to him.
Next door to him, exactly.
They were friends.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
What do you like? You do a lot of traveling?
A lot of traveling. Yeah. I love to
Traveling's
travel.
fun. Isn't
It is
It's
fun.
fun.
It's fun.
Packing and the whole nine
Now, I
yards.
don't know about the packing and unpacking, but I like it when we get there. But yeah, I do. About 2 times a year, I go on vacation, and I thought after 50 years, I deserved 2 weeks.
Sure, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I do that. I went to Italy last year, and then I've been to Cuba, been to different
Was
places.
Cuba rough? Was it hard to get into or out of or
Well, let
anything?
me tell you, I thought people say, "Oh, you cruised in." No, we flew in. So when we landed in Cuba, and there was a cow tied up to a propeller of a airplane, I thought, "What have I got myself into?" But when we got out and met our drivers in their '55 Chevys and their
Just
all
older-
their old cars,
Yeah.
they took us to a compound that was absolutely beautiful. It really was. It was kind of heartbreaking that we stayed there because everything else, they're so poor there. But it's beautiful country. We toured the whole tobacco country, everything. It's a beautiful, beautiful country.
They're nice people too.
Nice and very appreciative, very appreciative. A dentist was our tour guide, and she made $50 a month, a dentist, 50 a month. So if she got $5 as a tip, she was happy. And so she stayed with us the whole time. So I think she said she made over her year's salary 2 times. So that was
Well, we
sad.
don't realize how good we have
How
it.
blessed we are, truly. And when you go there, you really see how poverty can how it can affect people, their lives, their way of living, everything.
Can you imagine raising kids like that? I mean,
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's hard enough now. you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah. Because we have it here in Bradley County, too. It's not just in Cuba.
no.
It's not in Italy. It's not anywhere. It's right in your back door. And that's what I see
It's almost
daily.
like we don't see it or something. Don't you know what I'm saying?
You look away, or you don't want to think about it. But
Have you ever drove over around East Cleveland, around the?
oh,
when you get
campaigning,
just-
I've been all over
when
this
you get
town.
right right outside the city limits,
Hey,
it's rough.
It is. And they're good people.
There's a house over there I've been driving by, and I guarantee you, it's really just got 4 walls and a door. I don't know how they live there, but I see activity. So there's somebody living there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They do the best they can with what they've got.
Well, we can't solve all that, can we? It's just so hard.
No, we can't. And that's what, I take these issues and problems seriously because, in one of my courts is evictions. And these people, honestly, and I know as homeowners, renters,
yeah.
Landlords, you got to have that money, but still yet, it's awful not to have nowhere to go. And it's awful not to, honestly, be able to pay what you need to pay to live, to have a roof over your head.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's sad.
My heart goes out
It
to
really
them.
is.
Yeah. Because, that's like in my criminal court. Everybody comes through that court's not a criminal. Everybody comes through that court has a right to their day in court. And I don't consider everybody that comes in there a criminal.
You can't.
You don't.
You'd go mad if you
I
thought.
don't. Now, in some cases, when it's a murder or something like that, and there's evidence, I mean, there's no other way around it to know that they are. But the average person that comes in there is not your basic.
And sometimes the thing they're in trouble for would have been legal in the past or might be legal in the future.
Possibly.
It's
Possibly.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of rules on the books that probably don't even try to enforce anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get into that part of it. We just take the paperwork on the end. So
Are you in charge of jury selection? Is
Yes.
that one of your
Yes.
duties?
Yes. I have a jury coordinator. Mitzi Hope is my jury coordinator. We pick 4 times a year, and people say, "Oh, I'm not registered to vote. You're going to get me on jury duty." Well, we don't get you from jury duty from voters registration anyway. I buy a disc from the state of Tennessee Department of Transportation, and we pop that in the computer, and it randomly picks names. It picks so many women, so many men, so many age groups, and that's how we send our summons out. And it has nothing to do with voting, nothing. And they have the wrong conception of that if you register to vote, you're going to jury duty. That's not true, but yes, we do.
Boy, you talk about something that could be a burden on your working life,
Your
maybe on your
livelihood.
employee or something if you
Yeah.
had to be on jury duty. And I've never been selected for jury duty, but if I did, I would really feel like I had to have a real good excuse, or I just wouldn't feel like I was doing my part.
Your civic duty, yes. There are circumstances,
Sure.
and the legislature has changed so much that you just can't say, "Oh, I don't want to serve." You've got to have, if you've got a doctor's excuse that you have some medical issue, or you're taking care of someone who, like your mom, your dad, an elderly person, or a long haul. It's hard for truck drivers, especially long haul truck drivers,
Sure.
because you have to call the night before. Well, they may be in Chicago,
Yeah.
but it usually works out, and it's very we can reschedule for the next time. Sometime we can put your name back in, but that rarely happens because I have to get a new disc. But if you have a planned vacation, that's all. Judge Sharp does our jury selection. It's me, him, and Sheriff Lawson, and we do that. And he's very considerate to those things. And if you've got a doctor's excuse, he considers that. If you've got your prescription list, that's another thing. Because some people have issues
Yeah.
with medication that
Yeah.
you can't sit there all day.
Yeah.
And so it usually works out. We usually summons 1,200, and when we're having, because I say I'm over the grand jury too, grand jury and jury, we will summons 2,000 people, and we'll have sometimes 20 pounds.
A year, or is that 3?
That's 2 times a year, and then the other we just have pettit jurors, and we get 1,200 people at that time.
And then they go through the
process.
the process of
Yes.
who can't, and of these.
Yes.
And then you see on TV where the lawyers are agreeing on who can be on.
Yes,
on
voir dire. Yeah, they do a voir dire.
voir dire.
Yes, voir dire.
And what is that? Latin?
Latin voir dire is to just basically ask you your questions. Are you, if you're a truck driver and we've got a case as a truck driver, and if you were in this situation, would this make you have a different outlook on how would you be for the truck driver more
Yeah.
than you would? And that's just voir dire, just asking questions.
And the lawyer can choose whether or not he wants you on the panel or
Yeah,
not.
but you
I
just
guess.
have so many strikes. So when you get down to so many, you better stop striking because you won't have any
Won't have
more, and you
12.
get who you get.
Well, we've got a good system, don't we?
Yes, we
when
do.
When you figure out what all a person has to go through to finally get to maybe jail or whatever,
Exactly.
you'd have to have a police stop you, arrest you, take you to the what do they call that when they go not the DA, but the one that says, okay, we'll look at this. What's that?
The grand jury?
Grand jury. You have to pass that, then pass the DA, find the evidence,
Yeah.
then go to court and determine if you want a jury trial or the other. I guess there's
You can.
options.
You
And
can.
then, boy, you figure somebody that goes
It's
to jail,
it is-
they have got to have been
It is
guilty.
it's a process. You can they give you the opportunity in some cases, not all cases. If you want a jury trial or you want to plead guilty, sometimes you can plead to a lesser charge. But most felonies now there's not very much leeway there. Murder, rape, child molestation, things like that. There's not much, negotiation there. But as far as they do a great investigation job, have to have probable cause. You got to make sure every I is dotted and every T is crossed. And it goes before the grand jury. Grand jury indicts. We get the indictments. Then the process starts there. And there's a process called a new bill. You don't have to have a warrant to get a new bill. If there is probable cause and there's enough evidence, you can get what is called a new bill, which is a indictment that does not have a warrant, but there's probable cause and enough evidence that you can be indicted. It's called a new bill. So sometimes there's not a warrant, sometimes there's a new bill. So it's all the same process. You come to court, you hear whether the grand jury found you guilty, not guilty, or indict you or not indict you, and then you just move off from there.
You ever get in that stay in that world so long it wears on your mind? See, that to me it would be like negative. It'd be different than working in a flower shop.
Definitely, yeah. Over the years, and I regret some of this, there's only one good thing that happens in my office, and in Chancery Court, we have Chancery Court, Holly Thompson's the clerk and master there, is an adoption. That's the happiest thing that will happen. When you come to my office, you're either getting evicted, you're getting sued. In criminal court, you've done a misdemeanor or a felony, you're in trouble in the court there. And in my juvenile is the same way. There's nothing, there's problems, and you absorb those problems.
Yeah, you have to.
And you take them home with you, and you think about them. That's the reason that this is always, I'm just who I am. And if I can help you, I'll help you any way I can, or I'll find somebody that can help you. But a lot of times, there's no helping anybody when it's gone too far it's out the clerk's league.
Yeah.
I have 30 employees, which at 3 different locations. Courthouse, juvenile, and jail. I have an office at all 3 places. Well, I really have 4 because I have 2 at the courthouse, circuit on the first floor, sessions on the second floor. Sessions upstairs is civil court, and you can sue up to $25,000 or more, you go to circuit court. Criminal court is exactly what it is, from traffic citations to murder. Juvenile is, of course, anyone under the age of 18 years old. So all these working gears are going all day long, and all of these are problems. All of these are issues. And there's mom, dads, grandmas, grandpas, everybody's life is involved. And so many kids are being raised by their grandparents now, and they're in their 70s, 80s, and I like to sit down and, help them, if they come to me. They have to come to me. I don't go to them and offer them because I'm not do that, and I don't prefer lawyers, because if it don't go their way, it's not going to be my fault.
Yeah.
So it is mine. Sometimes if you let it, it will wear you down because you want to fix it, but sometimes you can't fix it. You just can't fix it.
And you got to think about the aftermath.
The aftermath.
I've been watching these shows on TV lately, people that disappeared on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it'll wear on your mind, man,
It
the way
sure.
the guy talks, and it's all scary, and it ends up sometimes they were disappeared because of murder or something, and you keep listening to that all the time, and it's different than if you're just watching Seinfeld. You get a whole different, almost a dark light. You can only take so much of that.
It is dark.
That's
very
what
dark.
I wonder. How do you cope with that?
Well, every day I just ask the good Lord to help me to do what the best I can do, and I have the best staff. I have girls that are compassionate. I have girls with me that's been with me 30 years. I had somebody ask me for a job this week, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't have anything open. When you come to the courthouse, you don't leave. The pay's not great, but the benefits, they work out pretty well, and then you become a family. We're a work family. We take care of each other because you have to, because every problem that comes in there, we can talk it over with each other to how the best way to handle it. But the paperwork comes in from lawyers. They bring the paperwork to us. We stamp it, file. It has to be stamped, dated, and timed exactly when they bring it in. Statute of limitations. Okay, and then from there, then after these people get served, they're scared. Then they start coming to the courthouse. What do I do? What do I do?
Scared to death.
Yeah, scared to death. And the best thing for you to do is get you an attorney. Can't afford an attorney. Legal aid. Maybe they can help you out. And you're more than welcome to represent yourself, but that's not a good idea sometimes in some of the cases that come there. Because we handle everything from torts to malpractice suits in the millions of dollar lawsuits. Malpractice, just recently, it's just a horrible case of a surgery gone wrong. But it's, we try to direct them, you know, and they have, if it's a doctor, they have lawyers, of course, that take care of their stuff. But just the average Joe on the street that gets blown up with a huge lawsuit because he had a car wreck and his insurance was just for $300,000, they sued him for $1 million, then you know you got a problem.
He's scared to death.
Scared to death. Scared to death.
Oh boy.
And it does wear on you. It wears on my employees. And there's days that some of my girls, I mean, you just won't cry. And say we do order protections too, which is domestic violence. And there's a female, and not just a female, it can be a male that's abused. It's not just the female.
Or just a divorce that's getting
out of control.
Getting out of control.
Mm-hmm. And there's those kids. And we have little things for the kids to try to occupy them while their mom or dad's filling out the order of protection, and you're thinking they can't go home, or the dad's going to be served, and he's...
And what good is that piece of paper anyway at 3 o'clock in the morning?
That's what I have told them, you know, and we've talked about that. I'm on the board that we do for security board. That piece of paper, you call 911. Well, how about if you can't get to the phone? But it gives them security.
Makes them feel like they're doing something.
They're doing something.
And while they're doing that, they're supposed to be at work.
Yeah.
Or they are not just, and we're not just referring to poor people, but they've got other stuff they've got to do.
Believe me,
and they don't want to be there.
I don't judge anybody whether they're poor or rich. We help everybody. Mm-hmm. So when they come into that office, they're treated as if you're a millionaire or you're a pauper. We treat them the same way, and that's how my girls are trained. That's how I'm trained. I have people come to my office. Can I just talk to you? And it just helps them to vent to you, vent to me, and then let me just tell you. In the end, maybe it'll work out, and I'm not going to make you any promises, but it's not as bad as it is right now, because if this jury trial, a jury trial is so expensive. That's why we have mediators now. Mediators will come in and mediate the case instead of trying to go to jury trial, because jury trials are outrageous, expensive.
Like you had to, what's the expense? Who are you? You're not paying the juror, right?
Oh, they get a big whopping $11 a day.
So what's the big expense? I guess selection and all of that.
We're talking about attorneys. We're talking about attorneys.
Yeah. Like $10,000 or something.
That's just chip change.
You got to really be. Man, I tell you what.
Yeah. It's. You know, we have the public defender. Leon Shahan's our public defender. So he does a great job. He, you know,
he cares. He really cares.
He really cares. Leon is, my son and him were in the sheriff's department together. And I've known Leon forever. And he has a heart. He has a passion for what he does.
He really does.
And I really don't know anybody that doesn't have you would have to have some kind, or you just walk off and forget about it.
You'd have to.
You
If
just have
if
to.
you're wanting to be that instead of a lawyer, you're probably got a real passion for helping.
Because that's how Leon started out as an attorney, and then he became the public defender.
I always thought I'd like to be an attorney, but I'd say there's more paperwork to it than I'd want to do.
Well, and it's responsibility.
Yeah.
If you don't get your case filed in time, if you miss a deadline, if you don't file the proper papers, it is a constant. And they file all now there is I don't Chancery Court, they do divorces, but they do estates and things like that. But my office is consists of daily evictions, daily credit card. You know, if you get sued for a credit card,
Write a bad check, I guess.
yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, how do you I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize you were over. I thought you just maintained records. I was wrong there, wasn't I?
Yeah. Look, the title is Circuit Court, but I'm Circuit Criminal, Juvenile, General Sessions Civil, Criminal Sessions, Criminal Court, Order Protection Court, Child Support, Jury Duty, Grand Jury, Environmental. That's all the courts that we.
So you're to keep, not just keep the records and maintain the paperwork.
Yeah.
So if somebody says, I filed this report for this case, you would have it. You're the register of deeds as far as real estate is concerned. I guess is what you'd say, right?
Yeah, everything's given a docket number. Yeah. Juvenile court, we have civil and criminal. The judges, I have Judge Jenny and Judge Sharp, who's circuit, Andrew Morgan, who's juvenile, Judge Clay Collins is general sessions, Judge Donaghy, Judge Freiberg's criminal. We have 2 magistrates. And I don't think I'm leaving anybody out.
Boy, how do you keep it all straight in your head? I
Well-
thought I was busy.
Well, because I have good employees. I have a supervisor in every division. And when it gets to me, it's something I have to handle. But day-to-day dealing with the public, they're pretty well trained for that. And if you start out nice with them, they're going to be nice. So they come in there mad. Now, when they come get me, I'll just say, you tell me your problem now. Well, then and it makes the girls mad because they say, they just simmer down when you come. I said, well, it's because you have to have a little bit of authority to say, okay, now tell me how I can help you. You explain it to me. Well, okay. And I'm sorry. And, but they don't take it, my girls don't take it out on them because they come there scared to death, first of all, and they're in a panic. And their whole livelihood, their whole life is standing right at that counter. And so they can leave with some hope, or they can leave with, somebody was nice to me today. Maybe things are going to work out.
Maybe the whole system's not against me.
That's exactly right.
Isn't
It
that
gives
what
them options. It gives them options. They think they have no options when they come there. They think they have
think
no
the whole
options.
system's. I know the feeling. I've had that. And you get to one little crossword or attitude from that person at the front desk, because you're already seeing it through this controversial filter anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a daily thing it's something different every day.
And so these courts aren't really connected in any way. It's not like you're meeting all these different departments for this common goal. They're almost separate than it would be a business. A business should say, well, let the carpenters meet with the plumbers and the electricians because we're all going to do this bathroom.
No.
But what you're saying is these departments are completely independent and it's irrelevant. So you almost
Absolutely.
don't have, see, with me, I've got the carpenters or the plumbers can help the electrician, or the electrician can help. But with you, They don't.
No.
That's not even their domain.
Criminals, criminal, civil, civil, juvenile, juvenile. Everybody
So it's
has their
them
own.
and you.
That's them and me.
Them and you. Them and you.
Them and me. That's it. For, let's see, January will be 50 years. 26 as a clerk.
You're known as the nicest person in public office in Brandon County,
Well-
Cleveland, Brandon County.
Well, I
That's what
appreciate-
you're known for.
Well, I appreciate
That's
that.
your.
I appreciate
the
that.
thing.
That's how, one way I was raised, and second of all, years of learning. And I try to put myself in their position because it could be me just on that other side of that counter.
But what gave you that attitude?
My daddy. My daddy was the most giving, loving person. My mom was too. And it was always for the underdog. My dad was always for the underdog. And he picked up hitchhikers till we told him, don't you pick up another hitchhiker. And just life lessons. And just my family. My family is no different than anybody else's family, except that I learned. I just sat back and watched my mom and my dad, and especially my dad. My dad retired from DuPont. He was in the Army at Fort Jackson, came out, then went to work at DuPont.
A friend of mine retired from DuPont, Pete Broomfield. I don't know if you know him.
I don't. But, and the clerks that I worked under, and the judges that I worked under, Earl Murphy. Mayo Mashburn, who's one of the toughest judges that I've ever worked in under. Because, see, when I went to work there, everything was done at the courthouse.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have branched out.
No.
Everything was
at
there.
At least it was there.
It was there. Every Monday morning, there was troopers, there was deputies, there was police. We had a court there every day. Edward Brown was the General Sessions Judge, James Whitson. I mean, I've got all these mentors. Now, Earl Murphy was one of the biggest mentors, and John B. Hagler was one of my mentors that helped me tremendously. And just that it's average people having a bad time, having a bad day, and all you've got to do is just give them that little glimmer that things are going to work out. Now, criminal court's so different. It's so different. If somebody, say for instance, has a DUI, I mean, you don't treat them any different than you do if they spit on the street. But when it gets up into the felony part of it, that's the hard part. Murders, rapes, a lot of that. Now that works on you. That works on you right there.
Yeah,
But
and
just be nice. That's all.
have you
gotta-
ever thought that good people can do bad things?
Yes, I've seen it. I have seen
I
it.
mean, people better than us doing things we'd never dream of.
I have seen it. I have witnessed it.
What is the cause of that? The moment?
The moment. They get caught up in the moment. And it's hindsight's 20/20, but still yet it's and it stays with them. You know, you can do a good deed, that's fine, it'll pass. You do another good deed, that'll pass. But it seems like when you make that mistake, that's going to hang on to you. And you think everybody thinks about it all the time, but now the world's got to where, you know, it's just like, oh, well, just go on, don't matter.
It probably wasn't true.
Wasn't
Here I
true,
am.
whatever, yeah. But I've had so many good people in my life that has helped me through. My husband was my biggest supporter. My daddy was my biggest supporter. But and to go home at night, because you take it home with you.
Oh, you'd have to.
And you lay there and awake at night and just think, you know, wonder where they are tonight, wonder where they're sleeping tonight. I wonder if she's okay. I wonder, you know, that family that their loved one got murdered, you know, how they're doing. You just, you dwell on it. It affects your life. I can't say that it hasn't affected my life, because it has, but I just, every day, as I said, I just go and I see everybody. I don't care who you are. My door's open all the time. You come in, I don't care if you've got overalls and muddy or you've got a tuxedo on. I don't care.
You'd probably listen to them more if they had the overalls, you know.
The overalls and the boots,
Yeah.
yeah, because and you bring yourself to that level that you don't want to talk big words like voir dire or
Yeah.
writ of habeas corpus or anything like that. You just talk straight to them. That's just how.
And you're, well, I tell you, you ever read the book Kafka, The Trial?
No.
Franz Kafka?
No.
He was talking, it was a fictitious book, I guess. And I guess he was in England or France. And in that system, they did not have to tell you what you were being accused of, and they did not have to give you any dates. So the guy lived in this turmoil for years, not knowing when they were going to and what through his mind, all these different things maybe that he had done, or was that wrong, or I do remember this, and it was just a living hell for this guy.
Oh, that's awful.
And he eventually committed suicide, the writer, and somebody had to finish the book for him, the last 3 or 4 pages.
Well, see, he got caught up in it.
He got caught up in it. He couldn't get. You ever see these people on TV who say after their sentencing, and I don't know if it's me, but I almost think that the people have a sense of, even if they're found guilty and they're going to jail, but you can almost see that they at least they know what's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
Up until then, you don't know. You don't know. And even if you had a jury trial, you still don't know unless you had it on actual video. You don't know.
Yeah.
You just, there's evidence,
And there's always an appeal.
there's always
Always an appeal. And people come with, especially criminal court, they come by law and order. Okay, you do the investigation, you make the arrest, you go to court, and automatically there is a jury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you're sentenced. They think that's how that works. Oh my gosh, no. There's continuances, there's subpoenas, we bring experts in, there is just...
They're experts, his experts.
Everybody has an opportunity, it just goes on and on and on. But in the conclusion, when that sentence finally comes, then that's when you really know what your outcome, what your future is.
And that's what Kafka could not get to. He couldn't even get. They wouldn't even tell him what he was guilty of. And in the book, he talks about trying to find out. And so the reason I brought this up is, in trying to find out, he thought, well, surely if anybody knows, it would be the doorman, because the doorman knows all the attorneys and judges, and someone must have told him something. That doorman's looking at me funny. He must know something. And the counter person that you would talk to, do they know what's happening? Have they talked to the lawyer? And so all those crazy things would be going through your mind. So just somebody being cordial to you would be really just nice.
It's just it's comforting to them just to know that, that there is, like I said, there is some different way maybe that this will turn out. It may not, because I make no promises to anybody. What do you think will happen? I have no idea.
But that's what they want to know. They just want to vent.
No idea.
They just want to.
And I just listen. But I have an open door, and for you to say that I'm the nicest, I don't listen. Everybody that I deal with, and I'm this way. Now I can be mad at you, and I listen. I can, after a while, I can be pushed so far, but then I'm over it, and I'm ready just to go right back to where I'm at. If I try to help you, if I help you once, if I help you twice, you come to me, oh well, I got messed up again. Okay, well, you know, I don't know what else I can do for you anymore. I can't help you anymore. You had all this time to take care of, you were good here, and you came in here, and you did this, and you did everything you were supposed to do. Now you're right back at square one again.
Now it's getting even more difficult to help you if I could.
If I could, which you
Yeah.
can't, because, I mean, the DA's office does a great job. His office, they bring it to the point to where it's ready to go to trial, and there you are. And then,
That's helpful, I'm sure.
oh, it is helpful. It is helpful. Everybody works together. The district attorney general, the public defender, the attorneys, every document that is filed in criminal court comes through every criminal docket. We filed, I believe the last statistics, if you were thinking how many cases were filed in all the courts for Bradley County in 2 years, what would you think?
It would be a wild guess, but I'd say there'd be 20 a day, just guessing.
Well, there's close to 30,000 a year. A year. $6.8 million. I'm also in charge of the
Man.
minor settlements. If your child is a minor, has a car wreck, gets a judgment, then we put that in a trust, and we find the bank that pays the highest interest, we deposit that money,
Boy,
and we
that's-
oversee that money until that child's 18 years old. There's so many entities to
Oh,
this
Lord.
job that and I couldn't do it without.
I mean, you've got somebody going out here saying, what do you charge in interest, Southern Heritage Bank? And because you're,
We do three
Golly.
inquiries. We do 3 inquiries. Now, sometimes we have people that want to use their own bank. It doesn't matter. But you have to have an order to encroach in on that money. You just can't go in there and say, hey, I want to draw out $10,000 for my kid. No. You have to have an order from the court to encroach on that money.
I would have no idea that was even under your title.
It is.
Who would ever want that job?
Well,
It's like it's like it needs to be divided up into three.
well, you know, we
three
have,
places.
our population is so now that we could have 2 clerks, we could have 2 circuit clerks.
Would they be in charge of?
There would be a civil clerk and there would be a criminal clerk.
Well, I think it's time.
That could happen, and
A new person couldn't do that. They'd
but
have
I would have to do that. I would have to submit to the state. I would have to inquire about that, and as long as I can do it, I'm just going to handle it. The money there'd be more money, but I just,
It might disrupt your system.
it might disrupt my
Just the way
system.
you're-
Exactly. And that's exactly right. But I have to give to my clerks and my book. I have 2 bookkeepers, 2 full-time bookkeepers. I mean, we have to.
Oh, you have to.
I mean, and then I have never had a finding or a recommendation in any of my audits. My audits are perfect, and I'm proud of that, because when you handle that much money, and see, I turn all my money over to the county. I don't keep what's called revenues. I turn it all over to the county, to Gary Davis's office. Donna and Dinah and them, they keep theirs, and then they have to pay what they have to pay in, to the mayor's office, but I turn it all over.
Boy, all that's so complicated. Here I'm driving down in the morning and doing my thing, and all this other stuff is all these moving parts,
It is moving parts, exactly. Yeah, it's very, but when I stop enjoying it is when I'll stop doing it. Because I'm going to be I'm going to seek my 5th term. So I picked the petition up in December, May the 5th, be the primary. Whether I have opposition or not, I have
can't
no
see anybody
idea.
wanting to tackle that job.
Well,
Lord.
I never say never, and I never think that I'm too good that I couldn't be beat. But the past 4 elections, I've been blessed. Now, I did have one opponent at one time, several years ago, but that was Jeff Young, and God.
Boy, that is a really daunting job. Mm-hmm. So what do you do for hobbies? If there any,
Hobbies? Well,
do you have to go in on Saturdays and take care of this stuff, or is it?
if a statute of limitations, say the attorney maybe didn't get it in time, and the statute runs on a Saturday or a Saturday night or a Sunday, I used to let them come to my house, and I would file this date because the statute runs at midnight. I will do that. I've met them at the courthouse. I've met them at the
So does everything have a statute of limitations?
a year.
Everything, or
No, murder doesn't.
murder? No, is there any statute on that?
No. Mm-mm. But now anything civil, there's a year statute of limitation.
Not 2 years or a year after you find it. It's 1 year after what?
Yeah, after the date of say if you have a car wreck today,
Mm-hmm.
and then, so you've got a year to file from that date.
A lot of people celebrating 3,365 days, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
what's your hobby? What do you do on the weekends when you say, hey, I'm gonna have some fun?
I have a family. I have Mark. I have two grandchildren, Annalee and Madison. Madison's married. And of course, I'm very close to my niece, Carrie Dotson Martin, and Rob.
Let's see, Rob Martin, is that Bob Martin's a boy?
Bob and Lenore Martin's son.
And Cindy.
And Cindy, Robin.
See, we grew up in the same neighborhood,
Yes.
West Eldridge Acres.
Yes, uh-huh.
What's he doing now, Rob?
Rob is retired, but he does electrical. They're building, my great niece Lydia, Charles, and her husband Grant are building a house. So Rob's helping them build a house. He's doing the electrical and
So
things
how
like-
old? Isn't Rob a couple years younger than me?
He's 50, let's
5,
see,
4.
54. He's 54.
What happened to Cindy?
Cindy lives in Atlanta. She's a registered nurse. She has one son.
She was always good looking.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful. Still. Looks Italian, just beautiful. Now, Robin, I don't know if you remember Robin or not, the sister, she passed away. She had cancer.
Was she the oldest?
Yes, she was.
I didn't know her.
Yeah.
She was a little bit older.
Yeah.
But we all lived in that
Yeah,
West
David
Eldridge.
Jenkins and
David Jenkins lived down the road.
Down the road
At the
from
other
Rob.
end.
At the other end.
Almost exactly on
Yeah.
the other end.
My cousins lived over there too. Simmons, John and Jane Simmons. They lived.
Golly. I lived right across the street from
Yes,
them.
you did. That's what I was going to say. You lived right there. Yeah,
John
Kim,
Simmons.
John
Kim Simmons.
Christy and Kim. Yeah.
Christy and Kim, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Christy watches this show.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Kim, we rode the bus together. Mm-hmm. Boy, it's a small world.
Small world.
Did you see that episode where I had Brandon McDonald, which was Earl Wiseman's
I
son?
loved that segment. I loved that show. I couldn't wait to find for you to find the
Wasn't he a
son.
nice guy?
Yes, it was just great. And I asked Rob about it. I said, "Do you remember Earl Wiseman?"
What'd he
said,
say?
"Yes, I do. I do." He sure does. He sure did. Yeah.
Everybody remembers him.
Yeah. I was just intrigued by that. I was just.
Well, it was just so funny how it came about because he died when we were 20. He was 21. I hadn't seen him in several years before that, and then to hear Doc Hollywood mention him on the
Yes.
show,
Yes.
and I called him and said, "How did you know him?" 'Cause I would have never connected them two together.
What about that?
So John Simmons. Did you say your cousins?
Kim, Jane, his wife, she was Jane Kofer, married John Simmons. Jane's mother and my dad were brothers and sisters.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, that was a good neighborhood.
Oh, it was a good neighborhood.
My accountant lived next door. I think he still lives there. Marvin Hudson.
Yeah, I remember the Hudsons. We'd go over to and the Hudsons were there, and
They were across
Dee
the street.
and your dad and all them. Yeah, they were there. Yeah.
And
Miss Eldridge lived when he first turned in, you know.
Miss Eldridge,
I
yeah.
loved her house. My husband, she was Oh, she was one of his customers. She always, my husband just loved her. She was just a good
What
woman.
about the Sheila Casper? Did you remember her? She was about 2 doors down, and she died here. I think she had gotten a car wreck and got paralyzed.
Oh, really?
And,
I didn't
some
know
of those
her.
people, and then the guy next to me, Robbie Ledford.
Yeah,
You know that story.
yeah.
Well, that was sad. Wasn't it?
Sad story.
Sad.
Yes.
We shared the same driveway.
Wow. Matt Jenkins.
Oh yeah, Matt Jenkins,
Yeah. His mother and I were good friends. Wade.
David Jenkins, Barry Jenkins. You know who else lived in that subdivision that I didn't realize? Steve Crump.
Really?
He lived.
I did not
He
know
lived
that.
behind Mr. Zip on one of those roads, and I didn't know. It. I didn't. You don't put these people together till later. Isn't that so weird? You don't put them together till later.
What about that? No, I did not know that.
And Deanna Norman works
Yeah.
at Cleveland Utilities.
I know.
She was right next to us. I used to mow their yard.
Hey, that was a popular neighborhood.
Oh, it
that
was. It
that was
was.
a uptown neighborhood when that was built. It was.
Well, I don't know. There's probably more criminals come out of that subdivision if you think about it.
Well, later on, yeah, they.
And there's more that I haven't even mentioned.
Yeah. But that happens everywhere. You wouldn't believe
I
it.
guess. I always wondered, some of those people I hadn't met. There was a, you have all these old memories come back. It just nearly stops you in your track, you
Exactly.
think. See, later on, I used to go eat at the the Stadfields at lunch, and there was a table that was just general people that didn't have anybody to eat lunch with.
Yeah.
Troy Dixon and
Troy, I
he was
remember
Troy there.
Troy.
Brackett Hooper would eat.
Brackett,
and
wow.
John Simmons,
Yeah.
the other John Simmons,
The artist, yeah.
No, the military
The
guy.
military,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and anyway, so there for a couple years, I ate lunch with Bob Martin. He was there too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was a real nice guy.
Oh, Bob was fun. He was I don't know, he was just had a lot of dry humor about him, but he was just
humor,
funny.
like
yeah.
a mash or something.
Exactly.
Mash.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was thinking somebody. There were some people. Oh, remember the Tony Liner lived at the end of the road. He's a policeman or was a policeman.
Yes.
He lived at the end of the road.
Uh-huh.
And then across from him lived a family that I cannot think of their names. And there was a boy and 2 daughters, 2 sisters. And I cannot think of who that was to save my life.
Oh,
but
that's
I knew
Tony.
him. I
Yeah.
knew him.
Yeah, I was with Tony and his mom. Do you remember his mother?
No.
Oh, she's still alive, and we all went to a concert together. He drove. It was in Huntsville. So
Huntsville.
In Huntsville, Georgia. We went to Huntsville, Alabama, and Tony drove us down there, and his mom went with us. She's Shelba. She is just a sweet, sweet woman. Yeah, Tony
Did
Liner.
you see Bartelli?
No, we saw Teddy Swims.
Teddy Swims?
Yeah, I like Teddy Swims. So he took us down there. But I'll ask him.
He'd know him because
Oh,
they were
yeah,
about
sure.
the same age.
Yeah.
I want to say Pippinger, but that's not it.
I don't know. I knew Larry Pippinger.
I knew Larry.
Yeah.
He was a Phil's daddy, right?
Yes.
Baseball coach and all that stuff.
No, that would be, let's see. I don't know that was his daddy.
You're talking about the one that worked at West Building Materials?
No, we're talking about Larry Pippinger that was a deputy with the county for years.
No, different
Yeah.
one. There's several Pippingers
There is,
groups.
yeah.
But this guy wasn't Pippinger. I
Leroy
just
Pippinger.
keep wanting to say Pippinger.
Yeah,
You ever
Leroy-
have people like that?
Oh, yeah.
I got this friend of mine, his name's David, and I keep calling him Paul. Calling him Paul for years,
Uh-huh.
and I have no idea why.
And sometimes I do that to satisfy myself so my mind won't hurt trying to think of it.
I'm just okay with it.
I'm
and they
okay
are
with
too.
it. That's Paul, and I'm just going to forget about it. That's because it hurts my head to think about
Raymond
it.
Odell Swafford always called me Bobby.
Yeah.
Because my dad was Bob.
Bob, yeah.
So somehow or another he got Bobby in his
Oh,
head
yeah.
and he never stopped.
Oh, yeah. Yep. You just do that.
But I had no idea you had such a connection to that subdivision.
Yeah, that was we. Of course, we lived at Hopewell, but Jane was Jane Simmons. Jane Culver Simmons was our favorite cousin, so we stayed at her house a lot. And my sister Mary Ellen and her daughters were best friends, besides being cousins. So we just went there, over there all the time. And then there was Rob and Carrie and.
I guess when you get older in high school, you start. When somebody's 2 years older than you, that's a whole world away.
Yeah, exactly.
Whole world.
Yeah, it is.
But Cleveland is so connected to everybody, aren't they? Just everybody is so connected. And when you think they're not, I had no idea that you were related to the Simmonses across the street.
Jane's
No
my first
idea.
cousin. Yeah, Jane Simmons was my first cousin, married to John. Yeah. And then Homer's kids. And just with everybody thought that my dad ran the tire company because they were both red. It was Kenneth Red Harris and Everett Red Harris because he's redheaded. My dad went to Bradley High School. He was a 49er, one of the 49ers with Barbara Irwin and all of them. He played basketball, lettered in basketball all 4 years. And so he didn't have the tire company. People say, oh, your dad runs the tire company. No, that's my uncle. His son's name's Mike Harris. Kathy, Pam, and Cindy.
Mike Harris.
Mike, yeah.
About my age. 1 year older?
Maybe. Married Brenda Ash. Grover Ash's daughter.
Boy, that brings back some memories. Grover Ash, he got killed, right? Drowned in a 4 foot of water?
Boat.
Boat.
Yeah, he did. That's who Mike married, Brenda.
Now, his daughter was my school teacher. Is that right?
Stephanie? Mike's daughter? He has a daughter named...
Grover's daughter.
Oh, Grover's daughter, Brenda. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she, over there off of 25th Street, Ash Drive, I think that's from Grover Ash. I think he developed that. He was a big deal. He developed a lot of property.
He was, yeah.
I remember him. He used to come to the Stadfields and eat. Wasn't Stadfields, it was Cherokee Restaurant at the time.
Cherokee Restaurant, yeah. That's always been a landmark right there. No matter what the name was,
Doesn't matter.
it was a landmark.
A landmark. I've gone there since I was 12 years old.
Rob Lynn's.
Yeah.
Rob Lynn's. My
What
mother.
was? See, I went to. It was Cherokee Restaurant. Then it was Stadfields. Then they tore it down and they moved into Rob Lynn. So to me,
Yeah.
it's all the same
All the
thing.
same, yeah.
Well, do you remember Rob Lynn's French onion soup?
Oh yes.
Man, that was the
It
best.
was
What did
delicious.
they do to that to make
I
that
don't
so
know,
good?
but it was my mom's favorite
Man, I
restaurant.
love
And
that
that was
stuff.
a treat to get to go there.
Oh, yeah. You had to go at what, 4?
Yeah,
to get the
you
early
had to go
bird
4 o'clock.
special.
Yeah, early bird. Early bird, yeah, that's right.
So dark in there though, wasn't it?
It was.
You
It
couldn't
was,
see nothing.
No,
But boy, that French onion soup, that was the best stuff.
it sure was.
You can't, I'd eat it today, but nobody makes it that way.
No, they don't. Nothing's the same. But I just look at that as a landmark. As a landmark there.
That's where, over there close is where Gondolier started. Remember, Manos was on that corner.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And Sweeney's Barbecue was down there.
Sweeney's Barbecue.
Right there
do
in the
I?
corner.
Well, I got a story to tell you about that. So, me and Tim and Tony had gone down to Sweeney's to eat with Joey Little
Okay.
because he lived at the
Yes, he
upper end.
did. Yes, he did.
And so this is a true story. So we got out and walking the back way, and I started walking through the ditch. Of course, I was barefooted because
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
went barefooted then.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, look, Tim, this dirt is real warm.
Oh,
They had taken the ashes from cooking the meat and dumped it in that ditch, and I walked through it barefooted.
oh, Dee.
Jumped up, flames went, and I guess I was, 10? I never will forget this. This is a horrible story. So I ran from there to the creek at Cleveland Utilities before I knew what I was doing and stuck my foot in the water, my
Wow.
feet in the water.
Wow.
And I couldn't convince them that my feet were burned. So we ended up walking up to their house, and Judy put my feet in a bucket of water, and they took me to the hospital,
Oh,
and the sides of my feet were blown up like a balloon,
blisters.
and
Ooh.
I mean, it was horrible, horrible. And so they took me to the hospital. I remember we were sitting in the front of Red Foods, and they were going to get some ointment. And I was just thinking, I've got to get this pain because I was in so much pain. I guess it was third-degree burns or something.
Probably.
And so that night, I'd sit on the couch with my feet in a bucket, and then I'd take it out and put it in the air vent of the air conditioner and alternate that all night. It was horrible.
Oh,
but
wow.
But I ended up with no scar, but I never will forget that.
Oh, no.
Walking through that.
Wow. No, that's something you wouldn't forget.
Man, I never will forget.
And what about that spring at Cleveland Utilities? That's a natural spring through
Natural
there.
spring.
Yeah.
And it was way down in there. I had to go with bare feet down that
I
bank.
started to say, oh, wow.
Man, it's tough.
Yeah. Wow. Things that
The
just,
stuff you remember.
Mm-hmm.
What about Teddy Swims? Are you a music fan?
Yeah, I am.
What kind of music?
Any kind, really. I like country. I like
Country western or country?
just country. I like George Strait. I like.
George
I
Strait's
like-
one of the best, yeah.
Yeah, I like George Strait. I've been.
Keith Whitley?
He was wonderful. He was.
If you don't like Keith Whitley, you
Yeah.
don't like music.
Amy. I like that
Oh, that's
song.
my favorite.
No.
Miami
Yeah.
Love.
But people ask me, say, what is your genre? Because we went to Andre Bocelli in Atlanta.
Oh, he's good.
And then I went
the
to
great
Post,
tenor, right?
Uh-huh, yes, and then went to Post Malone. So see, I just
Oh,
like,
that's totally different.
see,
totally
I love
different.
I love the whole music. I love all of it.
But Bertelli can sing with those guys.
Oh, I'm telling
You
you.
know, he's done duets with Celine Dion and
Yes, he has.
who's that guy that sings, the redheaded guy from Canada or Australia? Who's that? Ben, Ed Sheeran. Yeah,
Yes,
what was I saying?
yes.
Ben. Ed Sheeran.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Redheaded with the funky red
yeah,
hair.
yeah,
Yeah.
But so he can sing. He can
Oh,
sing the
he can.
duets with those.
Oh, yeah.
They all want to sing with him.
I don't know. There's just something about music to me. I can just listen to it and just forget everything. But Teddy Swims is funny, but he can sing, and I like his voice.
I'm not a big fan of his for some reason.
Yeah, I don't.
Bertelli,
a lot
I
of
can
people
get.
aren't. Yeah, they
he's
are.
blind, right? Bertelli.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
But Post Malone, now that's my music, man.
Yeah, now Post Malone, he's good. But,
He's really good, really good.
He is good.
You know who I like too? Jelly Roll.
Oh,
Man,
I saw Jelly Roll last year, and he put on a show. He's fantastic.
he's the real deal,
He's
isn't
the
he?
real deal. He's the real
I
deal.
mean,
That's rags to riches.
he may be. I don't know if he's better than Post Malone. I guess it's
They're kind of there.
they're
me,
real. It depends on the mood you're in, I guess.
Mhm.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But it's
But boy, they're both good, aren't they?
yeah, I just enjoy it.
You seen this new guy, Jesse West?
No, I haven't.
Jesse Wells.
No, I haven't.
He's a YouTube star. He sings.
haven't.
He sort of sings the news. It's really interesting. He's sort of a big thing, but yeah, Post Malone. How tall is he?
Post looks like he's about 6 foot tall, maybe 6 foot, because he's long and lean looking. Yeah.
Did you see him on Saturday Night Live? He did when he was doing the debut on Saturday Night Live.
No.
Man, that you
No.
you watch that performance, you say, now that's why he's a star.
Yeah, he's just limber all over the place. He's just and Morgan Wallen. We went to UT when he played Neyland, and he's good too. I like his music, but
Any real rock, heavy rock?
Now, no, not a whole lot.
What was your music era?
Oh,
when you were
Journey.
Oh, Journey, yeah,
Journey.
yeah.
Def
man,
Leppard.
Def Leppard, yeah.
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 I don't know if you remember
Photograph.
Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all
He had,
that.
what, didn't they just have really one song,
Yes,
Paul Revere?
they did. They
Swaying
were.
to the music.
Yes.
That's my favorite song. It reminds me of my wife.
Music has always been
That's
very
probably
important.
one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Swaying to the music.
Yeah.
That was their only hit,
Yeah, it's just.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess I don't really know.
I think that was their only hit.
But it's just music's just been important to me. But I just enjoy it. I just thoroughly enjoy it.
I do too. I can listen to music all. They say that this is nothing against us, but they say the poorer you're raised, the more you like music.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was one of the things you could have that was stable.
Stable.
Was music.
Yes. Yes, it was stable.
And if you go to any of these restaurants where they're like not so expensive, that have waitresses, they'll all be singing to music. You watch them, they'll be humming a song.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Music's
What about
very
John
important.
Ford Coley and
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, that was good.
CCR.
Oh, CCR, yeah.
Yeah. That's
The 70s was great music, wasn't it? I mean, great music, especially mid to late 70s.
yeah. Bread, all that.
Oh, Bread, yeah.
I just
Yeah. Brandy? Brandy?
yeah. Yep, all that.
Well, that was a
just-
good song, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I heard it this weekend because we listened to the.
I've got it on my playlist.
Yeah,
Brandy.
Brandy. Yeah, it's a good song.
One of my all-time favorites, and you may not be familiar with all of his music, is Van Morrison.
Oh,
I
Brown
mean-
Eyes, Brown Eyed Girl.
Yeah, and Brown Eyed Girl and Gloria, but he's
Yeah.
got 488 other songs
Really?
that are masterpieces.
Really?
Masterpieces.
See, I just never delved deep into
Oh,
it.
I
just
went all the way to. I went all the way to New York. I went to New York to MGM, and
Wow.
No, what's that big place there? What's that big garden? What's that? Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square
And
Garden.
what was funny is I bought tickets. I found out you just get the cheap tickets. You can hear as good, you can see as
Exactly.
good. You're not in the mix. I'm okay with
I
that.
don't want in that pit.
I don't
want in there.
It's,
No,
it's no different, really.
No.
But incidentally, when I got there, I gave him my ticket, and the guy walked me all the way down to the front seat, right in front of him. He was between me and Gwen. And I don't know if it was a mistake, because I didn't buy it, but nobody ever came and said move.
Wow, you got a ringside seat.
It was
that
just right
amazing.
in front of you. Got to listen to Van Morrison.
Yeah.
His I mean, he's really good. I mean, it's
Wow.
different. It's different than.
Yeah.
I got to be in the mood, don't you? Depending on what
Yes. I like story music. I
like a ballads or
Yeah.
troubadour music. I guess they call it.
Yeah. Steve Winwood. I like music. I like that kind of music. Yeah.
How about Steve Miller Band?
Yeah, I like Steve Miller.
They say when you hear Steve Miller Band, you know it's summer.
I saw Steve Miller Band last year. He opened for, I don't know who we went to see. I think it might have been when we went to see the Journey. Then I don't remember who else was there, but
Well, you would be Jackson Brown, I'm sure, right?
yeah,
I saw him at Tivoli. Boy, he's good too.
Yeah.
All those people you get to listen to and say, now that's why they're a star.
and I'll tell you one of the concerts that I've gone to recently was Vince Gill in Chattanooga Memorial. Now I want to tell you, he puts on a show.
I never was a Vince Gill fan. I don't know why.
He he doesn't get up there and do a lot. He just sings. That's just what he does. He just sings. I'm going to see Paul McCartney in October.
That will be good.
Yeah, just to go. I thought I want to see Paul, so we're going there. But
I like to see all those old, and I'm like you. Music does something different to me than movies or TV shows or anything else. And I don't have to. I can get into rap. I can go from rap one hour, and I can go to Chet Baker the next, just on the horns.
Metallica, and then to Earl Scruggs. Now,
yeah. I'm not a big Metallica or Earl Scruggs fan.
No, I'm not either.
But Nelly?
I don't know about that now. I don't know.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like that. They say that that people that like certain musics, it's the beats, like the like I will like songs that are more in the 8 times beat, whatever that means. So there's some science behind the music that.
Yeah.
And an artist doesn't have to. You don't have to agree what. Sometimes people say, "Well, what is the artist? What are they saying?" I don't care. I'm just. He's letting me. See, Van stutters while he talks and sings, to the point that he says that he wants your mind to just listen and go where you want the song to go, and you're not listening to his voice.
Yeah. Peter, Paul, and Mary. See, I loved their music. I just loved the storytelling.
The calmness they had about their songs.
Yes. Yeah. It's always just been a big part of my life. It just.
Well, speaking of, that Bartelli guy, he had that song Hallelujah.
Yes. Oh. Now that's a hair raiser.
That's a hair raiser.
That's a hair raiser right there. And I want it full volume when it comes on too.
Turn it up.
I want the car to vibrate. Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, he's got a powerful voice.
Yes, he does.
But do you ever listen to like, let's see, my mind's. I'm really a big music fan. I love all kinds of music.
Yeah. It's good to talk to somebody that knows music.
Oh yeah, when they know music, you can.
What do they sing? I don't know, really. I just like their music. A lot of times, some songs I know that they sing, and some I don't, and I don't care.
Well, and there are other songs that I really like what they're saying. Like, my mind's left me. Judas Priest.
Yeah.
That's hard rock.
That's the
But
hard.
boy, they've got some poetry in there. That's
And Ozzy Osbourne that just died. Some of his music.
crazy. That's on my morning playlist.
If you
Crazy
listen to
Train?
his song, yes, it is just right there. It's on. It's just even then. It's now.
That's my fourth. That's fourth on. When I get up in the morning, when I leave before my phone starts ringing, which
Yeah.
is either 15 minutes or 45 minutes. That's number 3 on my playlist, Crazy Train.
Yep.
But number 2 is Judas Priest. You got another thing coming. In that song, it says, "If you think I'll sit around." Let's see. If you think you'll sit around while they're chipping at my brain, there's money out there to be made. And if you think I'll sit around like a fool, you got another thing coming.
That's it.
I mean, it'll just get you, it'll make you take off, man. Whatever problem you got, you say, they got another thing coming. I'm going to take care of this.
That's right. That's right.
Another song that'll, if you listen, I ride bicycles, cycling,
Yeah.
and I have a playlist because that is when you cycle, you're supposed to pedal like 80 revolutions per minute. It's called 80 something cadence. So there's songs that have an 80 cadence. So that will make you pedal to the beat, and you're forgetting that your legs are killing you.
Yeah.
But if you ever listen to if Crazy Train starts, or if Back in the Fast Lane by the Eagles, you'll have a heart attack before you won't lose.
What
I mean,
about
those two songs, that's like jet fuel.
the Eagles are awesome.
Awesome.
They're
Awesome.
amazing.
And another thing, Van Morrison does this with a lot of his songs that the Eagles did at times. That song, let's see, One More Time, or Take It to the Limit One More Time.
Take it to the limit one more time.
That song should be played fast, but it's played slow because it's telling you the opposite of what the song is. Let's take it to the limit one more time. In other words, go after it.
Yeah.
Isn't that the way to do this world we're in? I mean, go after it, because you can't just sit around while they're chipping at our brains.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Boy, if we could play music on here, that if you play music on a podcast, they'll cut it off for copyright.
Really?
It's bizarre. In fact, when I was doing this, starting the introduction to the discussion, I picked out a song called "Sounds of Earth," and I got a copyright for it. It was like $2,000, and you get you're buying the copyright from this company that sells copyrights. But every now and then, I'll get an email or a text or something on YouTube that says you've copyright infringed.
Wow.
And we're stopping this. And so I'll send them the letter. No, here's where I paid for that, and then it goes off for a few days. So we've changed the opening. Gwen come up with a new opening, and it's a little more upbeat. But now I'm thinking it won't be copyright infringed.
What about that?
I don't know how it picks all that stuff up.
Yeah, how do they find out about it?
I don't know. You ever wonder about if AI will ever be able to say? Did you ever see the movie When the World Stands Still?
No.
Well, the premise was that this UFO landed on the Earth, and out of it got this being, but it was a metal being called Gort, and Gort was there to restore order, and if anyone was guilty, it would zap them,
Destroy them.
destroy them. which may be the way our court systems, could they ever go with AI? Because you can go into AI like Microsoft Copilot or Grok, which is probably where Elon Musk got
Yeah.
from Grok maybe. But and you know, if you ask it who's Dee Burris, it'll just about tell you pretty much what I'm doing. So if it knows all this stuff and if we're relying on everything, do you think they'll ever just say, take this case before AI, and AI will just say, yes, he's guilty, or he's not? Will it ever get that close?
I don't know. I won't be around when that happens, but you know, things are moving toward eliminating a lot of things in life to where maybe AI will take care of all of it. I don't know.
We're relying on it.
We're relying on it.
If we're relying on it, whether or not we're supposed to take
That's exactly.
diabetic medicine, we'll sure rely on it. If did that guy run that stop sign? Well, go into the cameras and ask AI.
There's cameras, and you know this, you can be talking about something in the phone, you start getting the advertisement immediately. Yeah. Or a place, there you are.
Or you think, man, I need to buy me a new pair of boots, and that evening there'll be boots advertised.
Exactly. And it's really moving toward that future some way, but not.
If you'll notice on your window screen at the top, it'll have I do that with random pictures, whatever it throws, and if you click on it, it'll say, do you like this picture? And I'll say, yes. Sometimes I'll just say yes, no, whatever. They're now where they give me exactly what I like, because they've done that so long, they can pick out what pictures I'd like. Usually it's got a red or a black or something, or
They know your taste.
They know my taste.
They learn your taste. Yeah.
AI could learn music.
Oh, sure.
But I don't know if they can give it that scratchy rawness that I like.
That Chris Stapleton growl. I don't know if
Chris
they could do that.
Stapleton,
Yeah.
You can't mimic that.
No.
You can't mimic that.
No, you cannot. But I don't know in the future for eliminating jobs or that person's not qualified for that job. That person's qualified for that job, or you don't need to keep that person, or you need to. It may be making those decisions.
It may
I'm
say,
not sure.
you need to be doing this job.
Exactly.
You can't do this no more. This is your job.
Exactly.
Boy, it's going to be some wild changes, and I don't know the answers.
I don't know either.
But it's too late, isn't it? I believe it's too late.
It is.
It's just going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's taken over daily more and more than anybody knows.
I don't know how this can all end, really. And they are now downloading all the information from some people's lives and putting it into a program and putting it in the robot, so that you can have your loved ones in a robot and how they would answer a question.
I know our background checks have changed so much, because used to we would have individuals come to the office to do background checks, like for jobs or different things that were going to military, things like that. Now then, it's not done that way anymore, because I don't know where, but there's they sit at a computer and you can just basically pop in the name, location, and anything you want to know is right there. We have one. We used to have 10, because I have public access computers, and they would come and check those computers for those names to see for background checks. If they had something, then they would get a copy of it. Well, now then, they don't even do that. They just call and say, can you email me this? And they already know the information without ever coming and looking at a public access computer. and we're required to have those 4 computers. Required to have them.
Boy, it's going to get wild. And, you know, if you were a person that had never had a Social Security number and never had an identity, you'd be a commodity.
Yeah.
You could say, man, I've never had it. So, well, how you going to get Social Security? I don't want Social Security. I was in one of those disappearance shows. This lady had disappeared, run away from her family. She went to live somewhere and she had lived for 64 years without getting a Social Security number, without getting a driver's license. She had a job, made cash, and paid cash.
Yeah. You know, on this trip recently, we took some cash, and it was odd. They would look at you like if you gave them cash, it aggravated them because they had to make change. You know, it just wasn't all. And then they flip around for you to do a tip.
Yeah. And then they're looking at you, going to tip me or not? And I'm thinking,
yeah.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling.
Like that
I don't want to be pressured.
I don't want to be pressured. I'd rather them just say, hey, we don't tip.
You know, and I understand that they're doing that. They're trying to make a living, but still yet.
I'd rather them just pay the employee more.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen. Yeah. And they deserve more.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
Well, sure. And not dependent on whether or not. I hate it when they flip that thing around. I just feel so annoyed for some reason.
Yeah. It's like.
Write your name.
It's pressure.
Like I'm going to write my name the way I write my name with my finger. That ain't proving nothing.
Yeah.
How is that proving anything?
But I just paid attention this past week when we were gone, and it aggravates them for you to give them money, and they have to go. One person in particular had to go to a calculator to make sure that she knew how to give the money, how much money to give back, because they don't.
They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to
do it.
$15.30. He handed me $20.30.
Yeah.
You blow their mind.
Yeah.
I want a $5 back. You know, it was traveler's checks. Remember that? That was the big thing. Do they even have that anymore?
Not that I know of. No, if you went on a cruise or anything, you got traveler's checks.
Yeah,
that way you didn't.
Don't leave home without it.
Don't leave home without it. I've not heard traveler's checks in years. No, don't know.
Now, if you sometimes if you have money orders, and they charge people for that too. Something's going to change in all of that stuff too, and I don't.
Well, you know, with child support payments now, if you're ordered to pay child support through the state of Tennessee, you go to Walmart. Now go to Walmart, and you send your payment through a setup they have at Walmart, like PayPal, something like that. But you go to Walmart and you can send your money to Nashville. You
can't do it at a bank. It's sort of.
No.
Something fishy about that. While you're there, you have to get gas.
Exactly. And you know you're going to buy a bag of chips
you're
on
gonna
the way out.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go to Walmart, send you your payment.
And there's probably a fee.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. I don't know how much, but it's just, everything's turned out to be a racket.
Everything is a racket.
It just goes right on down the line.
What about these private prisons and all? Boy, there's a lot of controversy about that.
Sure is. Sure is.
I mean, some of these stories you hear, man, how bad can it get? Some people get in the system and they just cannot get out.
No.
And if the baby needs diapers, what are you going to do?
Yeah. You just
got to get the diapers.
You just got to.
How you going to do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that or read that book about I don't know if it's called Dead Man Walking or what, but this boy had been they were abandoned by their parents or something, and so the boy goes to the store to get his sister a candy bar because she was hungry. And it happened to be one of these stores that had a post office in the store. So he not only gets arrested for shoplifting, but it was connected to the Postal Service.
Mm-hmm.
And through a series of events, he spends like 35 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was trying to do the right thing best he could. When I hear stories like this, it almost turns you against everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's important for your people to be nice as they are, because people are in bad situations at that point.
Bad situations. And it's not, that's just not my nature, their nature. And that's the when I hire somebody, that's what I tell them. You put yourself in their place and you think about how you would want to be treated if you came here. Scared, not knowing.
Had never even been in here before. You already took your shoes off and took your belt off and took your keys out of your pocket, took your hat off.
Yeah, that's right. Just
you already feel
before
violated.
you ever get here, yeah. But it's that's just a policy, and you don't want to make their life more miserable.
No, that's
No. And they definitely come. Some come with an attitude. Comes with tears. Some come with tears.
Some of the attitudes, that's just the way they know how to cope.
It's a defense.
Maybe.
It's a defense. Like, okay, I've been violated. You're not going to take advantage of me, and I'm going to stand
You're connected
up
to them.
That's right.
See, they're thinking that that's where they get the term Kafkaisms.
Yeah. Exactly. But I just, it's just I don't know. It's a way of life and there's generations of it. I have, because I've been there so long. I have great grandpa's family and grandpa's family, and my grandmother said you helped her. My great grandmother said, my mom said you know, just to give them direction of to where to go and what to do. And it's just, I don't know. It's called public service, and that's exactly what I do. And I do my best, and my girls do the best, and the staff.
Well, Gayla, you do a good job.
Well, thank you.
It's almost a ministry in a sense, and Cleveland and Bradley County is just so lucky to have somebody not only that's super nice but not corrupted.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.